All right, okay. The quotation at the beginning of this chapter is the best laid plans. Balliol College, Oxford, April 2058. What are you doing here, Davies? Charles asked, stopping in the middle of what looked like a self-defense move, his left arm held stiffly in front of him and his right protecting his stomach. I thought you were leaving this afternoon. No, Michael said disgustedly. He draped his dress whites over a chair. My drop's been postponed till Monday, which they could have told me before I went and got my American accent. I thought you sounded odd, Charles said. Did you have your name implanted as well, or are you still answering to Davies? I'm not doing name implants, Michael said. I won't be in any one place long enough. Are you having your assignment name implanted? Charles nodded. Tomorrow morning, Oswald Beddington Hyde. No wonder he's practicing self-defense, Michael thought. Setting the shoes wardrobe had issued him on the bed. Aren't you worried that you'll fail to answer to your assignment name? Charles asked. No, I'm using variants of my own to make it easy to remember. I'm Lieutenant Mike Davis for this first one, but I doubt if I even have to use it. He set the bag containing his Liberty Pass and dog tags next to the shoes. And it's a good thing I didn't have an implant, since they keep postponing my drop, he said angrily. Why was it postponed, Charles asked. I don't know. The lab's running behind. Charles nodded. Lina says they're simply swamped over there. 10 drops and retrievals a day. There are entirely too many historians going to the past. We'll be crashing into each other soon. They postponed my drop as well, which was lucky for me. I've still got heaps of things to learn. You wouldn't know anything about fox hunting, would you? Fox hunting, Michael said. I thought you were going to Singapore. I am. But a lot of the British colony there were apparently county and spent all their time discussing their fox hunting exploits. He picked up the dress whites Michael slung over the chair. This is an American naval uniform. What was the U.S. Navy doing at the Battle of the Bulge? Not the Battle of the Bulge, Michael said. Pearl Harbor, then the Second World Trade Center bombing, then the Battle of the Bulge. Charles looked confused. I thought you were going to Dunkirk as well. Not Dunkirk, the evacuation from Dunkirk, and I am. That's fourth on the list after the Battle of the Bulge. Tell me again why you're going all these extremely dangerous places, Davies. Aren't all of them 10s? No. At Pearl Harbor, only the Arizona, the West Virginia, the Oklahoma, and Wheeler Field are 10s. I'll be on the cruiser New Orleans. I'm studying heroism. No one's ever cataloged the qualities that produce a hero. I'm going to analyze why one person will try to save himself or turn tail and run, and another one in the same circumstances will show extraordinary bravery, like Lord Nelson at Trafalgar. No! I'm not interested in the kind of heroes who lead armies and win wars. That's a totally different kind of heroism from what I'm interested in. I'm studying ordinary people who you wouldn't expect to be heroic, but who, when there's a crisis, turn into heroes. Like Wells Crowther, the 24-year-old equities trader who went back to save 10 people in the World Trade Center when it was hit by terrorists, and the fishermen and retired boat owners and weekend sailors who rescued the British Army from Dunkirk. I'm going to observe 6 different sets of heroes in 6 different situations to try to determine what qualities they have in common. Like an aptitude for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, Charles said, or owning a boat. Circumstance is one factor, Michael said, refusing to be baited. Also a sense of duty, physical disregard for personal safety, adaptability. Adaptability, yeah, 1 minute you're giving a Sunday morning sermon, and the next you're helping pass 5-inch shells up to the guns to shoot at Japanese Zeros. Who did that? The Reverend Howell Forgy. He was getting ready to do Sunday morning services on board the New Orleans when the Japanese attacked. They fired back, but the electricity to the ammunition hoists had been knocked out, and he organized the gun crews, in the dark, into a human chain to pass the shells up to the deck. And when one of the sailors said, "You didn't get to finish your sermon, Reverend. Why don't you finish it now?" he said, "Praise the Lord," and pass the ammunition. That's who I'm going to Pearl Harbor to observe. And you're certain being fired at by Japanese Zeros isn't a 10? I still can't see how you persuaded Dunworthy to approve a project like that. You're going to Singapore. Yes, but I'm leaving before the Japanese army takes it over. And as it was, he threw a fit about how dangerous it was.